Uwieno. Oni pa otimi nya kukudu obo mama na yese me ba na wu. Wono, ana me say go business wo fa. Se wo se me ba na wu a, e say me fa no kwen. Me nkwa we. Ana me nyende.
It is one thing to lose a mother. It's another thing to lose a mother and a child. This is the BKP Exchange. This is our weekly wrap. Today, as you can see, I'm wearing my black and then my red. We are going to be talking about a very sad incident that happened during the course of last week. There was a certain mother that was referred to another hospital. And then due to their inefficiencies, we lost the mother and then the child. This has happened not once, not twice. Join me today on this episode whilst we talk about our systems in Ghana and then how they keep failing its citizens. I have Michael here, Governor Seth is here, and then MPK is also here. So, Michael, day in, day out, we sit here and then we talk about how the Ghanaian system is failing its people. The lady I spoke about last year, no year wedding, 27-year-old. We're losing the life as we lose ne ba on a very needless basis because this death could have been avoided. What you are saying? Where did we go wrong?
I think when you talk about these kind of situations, it goes down quite deep than we can actually see on the surface. At least the NBI system the Mukaka, and you've seen the situations where things don't go right. I think fundamentally management issues. Now, why do I say that? I keep telling people that personally, I believe the whole world, Ghana has the best healthcare system.
Why do you say that?
If it is efficient. See, in our system now, hospitals can call a buy whole. The government has made it in such a way, hospital I'm talking basically about government facilities. Their finances are managed by the leaders of the hospital. So at the end of the month, we generate income. You have to report it to government and everything. This is what we need to do. Now, that is how they manage the systems. But then, a buying doesn't come into the phrase, say, they don't tell us that. The hospital governance body, and they're responsible for overseeing, say, this is how we want to move. And if the facility management were really keen about improvement, these are avoidable situations.
Right. So, Governor, I know you have a finance background. Is it like the budgets that the hospitals send to these ministries of finance and the Ministry of Health, it doesn't get approved, or what is really going on with our health system in Ghana?
There's an issue of some of them not being approved, or maybe the ministry not releasing funds on time to meet some of these expenditures. That could be a case. But there are also cases of mismanagement in the government sector. I remember some years ago in the ministry, they did a work to, see the kind of waste in the system. And we find a lot of ghost names. These ghost name things they mention is right because I was in that meeting when I was doing my national service when they did one in the educational sector. And they found out that there are a lot of people that we are paying them that are not working. Now, so if you just want to blame government that maybe government do not release funds, what about those people that we are using those monies to pay them? So you can blame government on one part. You can also blame management on one part. You can also blame the citizens. Why am I saying the citizens? A lot of people are working and they are not declaring the right taxes they should pay. You see, sometimes when you are comparing system here, you pay your tax and it will be used to work. Few people are paying taxes in Ghana. Very few people are taking the burden. So sometimes if you just want to criticize government that maybe Ghana Health Service or Minister of Health took a budget to the ministry and they did not release funds, the question is that, is the money even there? What we are raising as is it enough? So we are part to be blamed for all these things. There are a lot of people that are evading tax. There are a lot of people that are not paying. There are a lot of people that are doing business. They are earning more than the average civil servant or the average public worker or even these nurses and doctors we are talking about. But they are not in the tax bracket.
Right. So them not being in the tax bracket, like you said, no. Why should it have a repercussion on me paying my tax, doing everything right? Then I go to the hospital, or my wife goes to the hospital, carrying my child, and then I'm being told that the private facility should have called in advance. Okay, let's take it this way. Nipa nke also mo from amfre. Ma bedru ho. What should you do, Ken?
Thank you very much for that. I believe situations happen. That's why we have emergencies. You understand? Are you saying that if it were the president that happened to be in that hospital, he wouldn't be taken care
They
of?
would have made a way.
Very good. So what happened to the ordinary person? Sometimes it's just common sense. Let's apply common sense. There are so many beds. You can't tell me that there was no bed in the hospital.
So what they said was there were no recovery beds because the lady came to the hospital for an emergency CS, a cesarean section. So normally after every CS, you're supposed to go into recovery where you'll be monitored until you are fit enough to go to the medical wards. So one, the referral facility, no, Oma Amfre, but then Oma Babi drew this facility. Now there was a CS no cost no. So almost see because Oma Amfre, no, they didn't prepare in advance. So there are no recovery beds. It might mean say there are other beds, but then they don't have the facility to cater for the lady after recovery.
So if they don't have a recovery bed, the bed that she was operated on, can they move that bed to, or can they keep her in the theater for her to recover? What's the difference?
You cannot be in the theater.
No,
So
well,
move the bed.
it's just applying common sense. This is not about whether or not this room is for this thing to be done or this room is for the. Just apply common sense. Even if you put her on the corridor, get some tents and get a person to recover over there. It's just about applying common sense.
Let me give you an example. I will not mention the name of the hospital.
Very good. I need to go out of the theater, whether or not the recovery room is full. So, what should I be doing in if the recovery room is full, and I need to be moved from the theater? Are you saying that where the operation was done is also not safe? If it's not safe, why was I operated over there? No, I understand your point. But if the recovery room,
so you are trying to say they should improvise.
of course,
right?
Oh, Ben,
I mean,
no, Ben, no, wait. I don't get this. So based on the AAK, are we saying it's a hospital or money recovery beds or money operation?
Well, it could mean their capacity.
see, we go to school and leave our senses behind.
No, you don't get what we are saying. No. Hospitals now money recovery beds, no, or money operation. Are you going to tell me say Ghana system no? Hospital will be all the anchor district hospitals. Yeah, for Mumpobio. District hospitals ni na ubi our recovery nurses, our recovery ward. Oh yeah, recovery.
But they have their capacity.
I'm
not trying to justify what they did.
I get you. You don't get what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to say is they are saying that they cannot care for this lady after she's had the operation because they don't have a recovery bed.
Wait, so Oman got some many personnel, mom.
Oman yeah operation.
No, we're not talking about personnel.
I'm pan on Monday.
Their first complaint was they did not call in advance.
And they are normal.
Right. The second complaint is they don't have a recovery bed.
Recovery bed, man. I don't get it. Michelle.
You have to.
No, wait. I have to get this out of me because I don't think I could. Wait, oh.
On TSC.
Yeah, I don't get it. Hospital, no. How can you say, I would understand. Okachem say we need personnel to do recovery. Let's say we need anesthetists, we need nurses, or we trained in recovery, you know. Or we need ho.
So that one.
And on TSC, we say, okay, for normal nurse from ward, if you don't mean yet. Do you get me? And it's a personnel, no, why? And near man I the recovery no ya the nipa no to normal ward na say the nipa no ko gina no so ya recovery na enye ya na.
Well,
how do we lose a life?
I don't really speak for them.
I get that. We are just trying to assume say because they didn't say it's hospital why ma. So we can only assume based on wisdom say we are no more empty bed bi wo. And it's a personnel wo ho betimi aye that treatment now. Why don't you move that bed? I get to say, yeah, a setup. Ain't Mrs. Sanemanenko. But still, we could have done something at least to save one of them. But to lose two.
Yeah, but then the referral facility should also have called in advance.
Yes, fair enough. But accidents here, when the friend. Accidents here, when the friend.
Accidents.
That is exactly.
Emergency. They can't treat it.
You did a referral, so why didn't you call in advance?
Tell me, share. You see the issue we have been talking about, this individual, you know, we think right, but collectively, you know, it didn't quite accept.
Oh, yeah.
If you are thinking about the future, I was telling my brother that, what if this baby that died is the one that will save Ghana when he becomes or she becomes a president? Or you are in the hospital. A situation has come. That excuse of a man friend and kwasasem, somebody is dying, save the person first. Sure? Obi ewa. Sometimes we cry oba. Ebe to make the kwasasem we pray. At the instance of the injury, you take care of the child or recover. Obe buna na wabuno. What you must say? But you saying that they did not call and they came, it doesn't make sense. Frankly speaking, it doesn't make sense because this woman that has died, maybe you that nurse or you that manager in that hospital, or you are Jim in the future. You see the way we think in this country. Maybe I can't say the way we think is too bad. Sure. What they you see, one of the things we also lack is to how to think on the spot and provide solutions. You don't have I've not worked in the hospital, but I'm just going to apply common sense. And if I'm wrong, you guys can correct me. You don't have a recovery bed. That's what they are saying. So what that means is that they can operate after operation, they have to move you to another ward to recover. Okay. So if the situation is urgent, my common sense will tell me I will operate there. But once I take it to the operating room, I call another facility. That okay, we have a patient we are operating. We can't transfer it because we have no referral bed. Can we
do the post-op there
and bring the patient there? This one you do have to go to medical school to know this. This is common sense. That's what we say. The school This is common sense. I have not worked in the hospital before, but this is how you must think. Obi to me labor to be Kano. Next, there are no even that one. There are no personnel. It happens here in the UK. There are no nurses on duty or blah blah blah. They'll call York from Scarborough. They'll call York or they'll call another hospital and get ambulance for you and take you there. What you must say, surgery is critical. What they could have done is to facilitate her movement to another hospital. If it's urgent, do the surgery and look for alternative for her to go and recover. See, there's a hospital. I will not mention the name of the hospital, but it happened to my father. They didn't.
Wouldn't you mention the name of the hospital?
No, because because the decision. No, they did something good, but the decision they took, I don't want to bring it out. That's why I don't want to mention the name of the hospital. My father was sick. I think in 2015. They moved him from a private facility. We were roaming all the government facilities because it was a referral case. People not mean say some referral. The referral want to make on mean. So we have to move my dad from the private facility. From one private, I didn't call SNIT. But SNIT in whose situation was saying, no, are they there? Just a higher way, a bigger facility. So they referred us. All the hospitals we went. Sure. My father was in ambulance from, I think, in the evening around 6 p.m. Let's say 2 a.m. Now, this hospital that we got, the management did a good thing. There was no bed. But they realized that people would die if they go home. So they compromised. And they put their benches somewhere on. They tell you, if you can bring a mattress, if you are okay, that your relative will just be on the bench in the mattress there, they will take care of it. If you are okay, that's how my father was saved. This is somebody thinking on the spot. He was not blaming government. Okay, maybe the hospital should have more beds to cater for. But these people, if we send them home, because remember, private facility has said we cannot attend to this situation. They created beds there. That's how my father survived. Like my father would have been died about how many years ago? 11. So that's what they should have done. Operate there and look for alternatives. You can even operate there and take her to a recovery in a private place. It's life that you must save. Life that you must save. This is the average thinking of a Ghanaian. It's a being minister. So obey the papa, obey a contractor, obey a choir, obey or doing the bottom. It's now I in the obey not that people go and die on the road. We have killed a lot of presidents.
But let me just add this to his point before we go on. See, if you had here, yeah, can't say almost so many recovery bed. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I'm fun to say, not empany too, but my recovery beds in I too. Or my operation, a month for so. So are you telling me, say, my operation, let's say, by 4 hours ago, since any panic, recover any new wait when I call water now. And I'm don't 24/7. I'm not to say, and I'm operation one after the other.
My brother, let's just apply common sense here. You and I are here. Operation has been done.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor's office is even there. The nurses have their room or common room or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? What's wrong with taking that patient to the doctor's office? Setting up something quickly. Just think on the spot. Do you understand?
I get it.
It's like for me, it's like they are just being wicked. Yeah, there might be instances where even someone in the recovery room is basically recovering and it's okay for the person to be moved to a ward or something else.
Right.
We can basically shift, we can assess situation and be like, okay, this person doesn't need to be here.
Exactly.
It's not expected to be here.
Yes.
At this point, this person is recovering. Let's bring this person here and just save this person.
Exactly.
You've been able to apply whatever thing you need to do to save the person at the theater. Do you understand? So whatever is left is for the person to recover. How difficult is it for you to just move, even leave the person on the hallway? Just get something barricade to just something quickly to just get the person going.
There is this hospital in Kumasi where I did my national service in 2020. Expectant mothers, we were nursing them on the floor.
Somebody knew, but they have to give birth. So
Exactly.
you have to find something to do.
So this thing is not like it's a new thing that is happening. 6 years on, we are still talking about this issue.
Minimobia, Nimame, Eyari, Korebu. Me, the day my father went to Korebu, that was when there was a day to that he was referred to Korebu. So he was moved from the hospital I was talking, he was moved from there later to Korebu. Now me feel Korebu yes, heavy. I'm saying Korebu pony. Sure, the oxygen that my father was on oxygen we know. Yes, we say we there are two mechanic shops for ja. No, me so I've not been to Korebu before because me I got a hospital or come when I go there, so I say I didn't know. So then I say inti Sarah hospital ne wo enyamanchini ni de ni jayo. So these issues has been there, but on the spot we must think on the spot. See, from all these things they have said, something is coming to mind. And then the bush and fan.
Yeah.
He has
not the person has money.
Funny say hospital no manager no. In a situation where this issue will not happen. So the bottom line is that any bush and inti on me I mean we have seen things. Oh, there's something I can do about it. So go meet me go. It happens not just in the hospital. What's much? Not just I had an encounter with a student, not per data. Baby, I mean data no one. He went there. Almost see to me no. Question is say your ban or opportunities no per data and confirm. They were tossing him. So NOB ordinary buy honum. My boss brought him to me. Now my busy. I was preparing a speech. My busy. My busy. Into Uncle Fee. But I'll send him the data when I go home. I'll have time in the evening to do it for him. When the guy engine the original or FM, I'm say Jack, what is it? I say sir, the way I have room. They keep on giving. So it's not that I don't believe you, but I'm finding it difficult to understand you. Now I'm saying, trust me. I told him that put down your email and go. When I got home, I did it. I sent it to him. Or the next or Damasi, or sending more. And I'm saying, Momo for what? Because I've been a student. This guy probably his thesis is going to provide solutions to the country. I don't know. And up to now, me won't be that.
So when this
you see, this is the way we should think.
Yeah,
it's not about you.
Very critical. And almost started some movie operation.
And Jomu here, a very quick as almost started here.
But then they lost the lady. So they didn't even operate her fully, and then she was sent to the mortuary. Okodu mortuary, I don't know the mortuary man the catering. This mortuary attendant told the
I don't know, yeah.
But the normal or so about 1,000 cities.
See, inti mochima ne twa. I can edwuma ho. So when am I edwuma hospital? Inti se obi wu a na baby she ni mu a wana ebeyi baby. Enye doctor, enye mo ye
They should have done it up there.
So why didn't they do it?
No.
Oh, see, seriously speaking, I don't know which hospital, but people must be fired.
Mother and child hospital in Castle.
No, people must be people. You see, who said they be a show when catch you say when issues happen, we don't address it well. When you start prosecuting people for this negligence, now Kroma can come out for prison. I say, well, that is why in the hospital here, a nurse will be careful to do or a doctor whatever thing because they will take you on. But how so we will come and sit here another time. But God forbid that these things will continue to happen. We simply don't care about ourselves.
So simple. Papa they say Oyi Accra no. Initial charge 1,200, but then they reduce it to 1,000 cedis. Oyi Accra no man of done in sim or 27-year-old. Last year na worry. Due to our inefficiency.
Mochiman ni kwa wase omocheno.
On why
Na Mochiman said you is that part of your work? Into Mochiman has the right. I don't know how it works, but Mochiman bet me. That's not the operation or any operation. Juma.
Well, he's done it anyway.
So I think let me just chip in a bit. I think
Oh my God.
I was in the beginning. I mentioned something about management. Yeah. So say if say you put two things in place by the management, the staff had to be blamed as well. But maybe I'm looking at it from top bottom. If say you put things in place, for sake of corruption in Ghana healthcare system, it's in a deal. If you back kind of cry, you see Ghana, your problem back on, yeah, kind of cry. And even when we talk the truth, yeah, working on it.
Yeah, well, kind of cry, no, yeah, bonsam.
Because your healthcare system, no, said the kind of beginning, no. If she can have facilities, more bosses, no, more they manage facilities, no, but you didn't cry. I'm a and maybe one more we should be able to afford them. You can't tell me, say, district hospital to me insurance claims. Yes, if you are bokro no. Nipa or share almost genuinely. Maybe a bossum insurance then it can be about 2 billion, 3 billion. Oh, to medical stores, ni staff sika. You can't tell me say oh nyabi we chiri. That's the one nyabi we chiri then I saw there. A hospital no ho bra na odebo. Then any hospital, then here hospital. Only maybe just to me say there were times in hospital we work share glass now the Korean nipa say menwro. Sign for him papa fro. Ebi ni wo, adentin ebi ni wo. Yem planning for say beto ana. Do you get me? And if say you manage facility ni ya, a wom enema bro yen so, but you can't tell me say enema bro to the point you can't save a life. Now there be a year Diana so what your hospital.
Anyway, for first state at the
only mama can be this management issue. Why I side with him about the mismanagement. Same issue my father went to Koribu. Get antibiotics. You need your Koribu, but Koribu. You need your but across Koribu Street will be tossed antibiotics.
Same thing I can for first state the expose be by.
My
People are selling Rage Hospital. They needed some hacksaw for surgery. Hacksaw normally had orthopedic surgery. They been in hospital. But then doctor no. A trauma patient directing and say, go to this pharmacy in East Legon, you will get it.
Yeah. So you see the corruption issue he's talking about. When who say I make hospital, meaning their cost, but as a common sense person, I said I'm say okay. Our system is cash and carry. Yeah. So if you don't pay for health facility, you don't get a service. That's why I don't understand why there should be shortage of medicine because a drone a war pharmacy no or any other hospital and you're free.
Exactly.
Utia. So if you are doing proper management, you should not have a shortage of a produce that you don't credit.
Yeah, because people are buying.
It doesn't make sense.
They are paying.
They are paying.
So when you see, even your data could show, say, maybe your top paracetamol in a month, a better. And when you have the record of paying your suppliers can even supply you ahead of time because they know that this is the demand party. Also, only be your business, ultimately importer be a juma. Maybe you can be importing things from maybe China. Only need juma sa credibility also acquire with DBOT. That won't chill. Or the bema on credit, or them say beton you come and buy back again. So I don't understand me up to now. I don't understand why medicine should short in government hospital because it's cash and carry.
Anyway, this is very frustrating because we keep talking about this thing and then nothing seems to be happening. But then we should do better as a people. Continue in the comments. This has been one, I wouldn't say exciting because it wasn't. We've lost a life. So rest in peace to the mother and then the child, and all of our condolences to the family. We'll meet you on the next one. See you next time.